What's going on, everybody? Chance got him here with a Chance Rant, and I'm going to tell you what, today is going to be an interesting one because I'm going to be talking about hating yourself for wanting your goals and dreams. This is something I don't hear a lot of people talking about, and it's something that I want to put to the forefront because a lot of people talk about sacrifice. A lot of people talk about what it takes, what you have to give up, but nobody's talking about the mental side of what happens when you get hit with that reality of the negativity that happens when that comes your way. When you give up your friends, what do they throw at you? When you give up spending time with people, what happens? When you don't go to the family thing, how do they react? Nobody talks about that psychology, guys, and I want to talk to you guys right now about that because you have to understand one thing. You have to understand one thing. At the end of the day, when you close your eyes, no matter what else is in your life, no matter what else is in your life, your kids, the rest of your life, your fiance, your wife, your business partners, your employees, your Facebook friends, your Instagram followers, whoever's in your life. When you close your eyes, you were in your own head. You were in your own head. And I want you to realize, I'm not saying all those people aren't important, but I'm saying that when you worry about your mental health, when you worry about your depression, when you worry about your mind going to crazy deep spots, you have to realize, what do you want? What do you want? And you have to come to peace with what you want. Because if you understand what you want, and you understand where you are going, you'll make sacrifices. But on the flip side, you have to understand there's multiple pillars to your life. You have to realize if you're making a sacrifice in one area, if you're making a sacrifice in the business area, guess what? Maybe you need to figure out what is the most important things from the family that I have to go to. Because I think one thing we do as entrepreneurs is we cut everything out. Something I did, something I still do to this day sometimes, and it costs me. And I want you guys to realize that going through this process, I'm making this video and this podcast for me as much as I am for you, because I've been doing my research on it. I've been doing my meditation, my prayer, my thoughts. And I want you guys to realize that you have to focus on what is the most important for you. What makes you the happiest? And when you sort those things out, you're going to realize you can miss a couple birthday parties. But here's what I want to talk about. What are you doing in that time that you left? Because that's the one thing that I think so many of us are failing at. I think so many of us are good at cutting things out or bad at maximizing the time that we cut things out for. We cut out a 2-3 hour birthday party to run 1 or 2 calls. You don't go to spend time with your family because you have 2 calls. Or you don't go to church because you are, whatever, guys. Whatever it is in your life. You understand what I'm saying? We're easy to cut it out, I got work. Cut it out, I can't do that. Cut it. But I want you guys to realize one thing. As you're cutting through your things in life, you are going to miss out on things. You're going to miss out on things. And that's one thing that the sermon was talking about on Sunday that I was listening to. And it's just kind of coming to me here is I want you guys to understand when you have to focus on the present, you have to focus on your current position right now. And when you're focusing on this current position right now, and you're focusing on living and maximizing your life, no matter how crazy the future is, no matter how insane life is going to be, you have to enjoy the moment. And it's cool if you cut out in a 4-hour birthday party. I just use birthday party because I feel like birthday parties are something there's always. Like when I lived back home in Illinois, like there's a birthday party every weekend. There's always a birthday party. There's always a birthday party. And what we ended up doing is we ended up showing up, spending an hour and a half, and then leaving and going back to work. And I found that was like a decent balance. But I want you to understand this. When you cut it out, what are you doing in that time you cut it out? Because so many of us cut it out and we scroll through Instagram for 30 minutes. So many of us cut it out and we scroll through Facebook for 30 minutes. So many of us cut out the things that we deem important. We deem that we're working for, and we don't push our maximizing our productivity. So guys, if you're talking about a Forex trader, that's somebody who says, I'm going to cut out. I'm not going to go out tonight. I'm not going to go out. I'm going to watch my education. I'm going to watch my education. I'm going to learn, and I'm going to trade London session. But while you're watching your education, you have Netflix on or YouTube or music in the background, or you're just not taking notes. Just not taking notes. You're just sitting there watching, and you're not taking notes during the present, like during your learning time. What's the point? Because you're only going to remember 10% of what you see. But if you take notes, you're going to remember 100% of what you write down. And I want you guys to understand that why did you skip out on going out if it was with your family or if it was with people you care about? Why did you do that? If you're not even going to take notes and maximize your time when you're gone. Okay, now let's say you're a salesperson, you're a marketer, right? When you're out marketing, let's say you're talking to people, right? And you're saying, okay, I'm not gonna all week, I'm not gonna spend this hour with my wife, because I'm gonna market. This is my marketing hour, and you spend that hour every single day, and you spend it shooting random DMs to people who don't matter, not booking calls, not doing income producing activities that you know are going to get you what you want. There's so many of us that are cutting out our time, that are clearing our schedules to work, and we're not getting the productivity done at work as self-entrepreneurs that we need. Guys, I can work 16 hours a day and outwork somebody in 4 hours. Like, you can work 16 hours a day. You can work 16 hours today, and I could probably outwork you in 4 hours. Pretty sure. Because I have a system behind me. I have everything behind me. But what happens when I operate at 16 hours at that 4-hour pace? And I'm going to be honest with you guys, that's something I'm still struggling with. I can get it for like 8 hours, but then I got this subconscious brain telling me I'm complacent. And here's something I was just talking to myself about and I wanted to bring onto this podcast, is that I had to take a deep look at this vision board. Literally, I just made this vision board 2 days ago. And this is why it's so important to have a vision board. Because I looked at that vision board and I looked at it and I realized, like, okay, at your work ethic right now, what does that vision board look like in a year from now or 2 years from now? What is your reality? Because I think of vision boards as checklists. So I'm looking at that. What can you check off in the next 2 to 3 years at your current work level? And what would that vision board look like if you went at your vision board with the same mentality that you're going at your grind level? You get what I'm saying? Because we go at our vision boards and we imagine the biggest, best. But then our grind level is just average or subpar. Or, in my case, it's good. It's good, but it's not amazing. And this is one thing I want you to realize, because when I did it, guess what? I had my Tesla. I had it. Guess what? I had, a couple things that I wanted. I had a couple more designer things. I had a couple more, a little nicer life. Like life got better. I'm working at a pace right now that my life, I guarantee, will be better in the next year to 2 years at the same exact pace I'm working right now. 100%. But then I looked at my vision board and I realized, if I want to make that a reality in 2 years, how hard is that person working? How much time is he putting into his goals and dreams? And I'm realizing that he's going to maximize that 16 hours to the fullest every second of the day to make that a reality. And I'm not doing that. I have a vision board that I can achieve in the next 10, 15, 20 years. But that's not what it's for me, guys. I want to achieve that in 2 years. I want to achieve that in 3 years. Not the Forbes 100. That's the only one that scares me. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not trying to hit that in 2-3 years. No way. That's insanity. That's like the long term. But pretty much everything else on that list will be checked off in 2 to 3 years. If I pick up my grind level and go from maximizing about 8 hours a day to maximizing 13 to maximizing 16 to, guys, I'm up. I'm sleeping right now, and that's one thing I talk about. I'm sleeping 5 to 6 hours a day. So more, sometimes 4 hours a day. And when we're on tour, we maximize every single second. This is one thing that I learned when I went out on tour on the West Coast, is I maximize every single second of my day. I maximize every single second. We were doing everything, running trainings. We were teaching people. We were running calls. We were doing trades. We were doing everything. Like, life was crazy. We were maximizing every second. But then when I came back home, I fell into the complacency of normal life because I have a nice bed, because I have nice amenities, because I can be comfortable here. And it didn't take long for my mindset to flip back into that little bit of comfort. Now, I'm not saying you have to maximize yourself to the fullest, because that was draining. I was drained. After 9 days, I was praying about coming back and going to bed because I was drained. But I want you to understand, I was giving 120 out there. I was giving everything I had. 2 hours of sleep, 1 hour of sleep. I don't care. We're hiking the mountains. We're doing everything. But when I came back home, I brought it back down to about 75 to 80%, where I knew I could crush it. I knew I could do what I needed to do. I knew I could hit all my goals at a micro level, at a consistent growth level. But guys, I'm in a point in my life where I'm trying to make exponential growth. I'm trying to hit that curve where I put in the effort. Guys, I'm willing. This is something I had the conversation with myself, because when I'm looking at that vision board, I'm like, yo, that life's decent. That's a decent life. That's a decent life. But what are you doing from the age of 23 to 25? Because you could do something from the age of 23 to 25 that could change your life forever. And if you're willing to make the sacrifice, but you do it intelligently, like I said in the beginning, you make the sacrifice of the time. So you make the sacrifice like, yo, I'm not going to go to this. I'm not going out to the bar no more. I'm not going to do this. But when you sacrifice that time, you maximize every second by doing your income producing activities. By when you're trying to learn, you're taking notes, you maximize it. When you have a little bit of free time, you're reading books or filling your head with audio. When you maximize every second and you give it 2 years of maximizing every second, that exponential growth can be tremendous. I know that because I've done it in spurts. I did it at 100% for a while. And then you kind of get a little complacent and then you go back to 80. And then I went out on tour and I went to 120 and I was like, whoa, this is amazing. I see what I can do. I see my abilities. Then I drained myself so far out of 120 that I put it back down to 70 to 80 to now I'm cruising at like 90%. And now I'm having that mentality shift where how can I stay at 120 / 100% when I'm working and clear my schedule to work and make sure I'm putting in 12 hours a day at work. But when I'm in work, I'm 120 in work. But then on the flip side, I need to be 120 on relaxation when I shut it off. I have to be 120 on relaxation. Today, I just deleted Instagram and Facebook from my home screen. I put it like way back. If you guys have Samsungs, you can hide things in folders. They are way hidden in folders where I have to really go search for them just so I can post. Because I know one thing that I was wasting time on was scrolling through because, guys, I'm addicted to social media. I'm addicted to the dopamine rush that I get when I check my post and I see that my video just hit 2,500 views and it's the biggest video yet. I'm addicted to that. I love it. I love seeing that. But I check it every second of my day. And I now can eliminate that. And I have to eliminate it. So I'm eliminating that. And then on the flip side, I'm learning how to maximize every second, guys. And when we can keep it, guys, I'm at 90 and we're chugging along, But if we can be operating when we work, and this is to every single person out there, because you need to get to this mentality. If you're doing this part-time, if you're doing what I'm doing part-time, if you're doing your entrepreneurship journey part-time, here's the facts. Here's the facts. You're giving yourself a certain amount of time every single day. You need to be 120 in that time to maximize that time, or else it's a waste. Because at 90%, it's going to take 10 years. At 120, it's going to take 2. Think about that. Think about how important. Guys, when you study the compound effect and you learn how fast the compound effect can work in your favor, if you can operate at 120 every single hour compared to 90, that is going to exponentially grow your life. And that's what I'm out here to do. I'm out here to exponentially grow my life and maximize and learn how to go 120 in every single area. Guys, I'm 23 years old. I'm just learning on this journey. But here's a few things that I've really discovered over the past couple of days with my sermons, with my prayer, with my personal development, with my life experiences of stress and great, guys, like the thing, like my videos are just starting to pop. My views are higher than they've ever been. My subscriber count's higher than ever. Guys, like I'm just going through this journey and I want to document it for you because I realize a lot of you are going to go through this journey too. And hopefully this information can speed up your journey because there's no reason it should take you as long to figure this out. Because nobody told me this in the beginning, and hopefully I can tell you and you can learn from my experience and what I've just gone through and help rock your life at 120 in every single area of your life. Guys, please do that. Please focus on maximizing what you're doing every single second. Every single second, whether it's with your family, whether it's with your work, whether it's in the gym, Whether it's, on the phone with that buddy you haven't talked to in a while, or whether it's closing $1 million business deal, you are 120 every second of your life. Because when you go 120, relax. When you go 120, relax, and you shut off everything, and you chilling, you're relaxing, you're laying out on the hammock, you're in your zone. Maybe that's playing video games for you. Maybe that's watching Netflix, and you give yourself 30 minutes. That's all you can afford is 30 minutes. Guys, I would give up 30 minutes of sleep for 30 minutes of relax every second of the day. Me personally. I would give up 30 minutes of sleep for 30 minutes of relax, for the peace of mind that it creates, knowing that I can still do and take a step away and take a deep breath. That's some stuff I want to drop for you. Let me know in the comments if this helped you, if this brought any value, because this is coming right from the heart. This is something that I'm trying to maximize myself because I understand I'm doing good. But good is not great. My dreams, my goals are for great. And I have to figure out how to balance that to maximize every second of my life as I go through this growth curve. So guys, this was a Chance Rant, the longest one I've done yet, but hopefully you took some value. We'll be coming back at these. I'm doing my best. I'm going to try to get to every single day. This is one thing I need to get better at, bringing you guys value, because a lot of people are saying they like these, and I want to help you guys through this journey because it's not fair that I have this knowledge and I'm not giving it out. So here it is. Take it, run with it, do what you will. I'll see you guys on IML TV. I'll see you on those swipe trades. I'll see all you guys at the top. The bottom's way too crowded. And God created you to be a winner.